Hello, soul buddies. Welcome to my channel. My name is Precious, but my students call me Auntie P. So today we'll be talking about how to read your measuring tape right. So let's dive right in. Now, as you can see, this tape rule, this is our regular tape rule. If you're from this part of the world, which is Nigeria, Lagos, Nigeria, you will know this is the most common tape rule that we have here. Now, you can see on the tape rule that we have the inches side and then we have the cm side. Now, on the inches side, we have from 0 to 1, 1 to 2, 2 to 3. Now the space between 2 and 3 is 1 inch. The space between 3 and 4 is another inch. The space between 4 and 5 is another inch, and it goes on. We have our basic measuring tape length is by 60. We also have the one that is 80 inches. We have the one that is 120. At least those are the ones that I have seen. So now let's go into how to read our tape rule. Now, if you look closely at our tape rule, you will see that we have different lines on it. Now, how well do you understand these lines? Now, you will see on this measuring tape, we have 4 basic set of lines. We have the inch line, the lines beside the inch that makes up an inch, which is the longest of the lines. As you can see, this is the longest of the line on the tape rule. And then we have the medium line, which is the half-inch line. It is either the first one is after the 0, which is half of an inch, the one after 1 inch, which is 1.5 inch, the one after 2 inch, which is 2.5 inch, and it goes on like that. Now, after the medium line, which is the half inch, we have the small line, like I call it, which is the third line length on the tape, which is the quarter line. That is what I call it. It's a small line. It represents the quarter, that is the over 4 lines. And after that, we have one in between every inch and half of an inch, and then we have another one that is in between every half of an inch and the next inch. So which is this and this. So we have 2 of it in a space of an inch. The half-inch line, we have just 1 of it each on every inch space. Now, the next line is the smallest line that we can see here. We have in an inch space, we have 4 of it. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now, we call this line, the smallest line, we call it the 8th line, because this one is like your 1/8, and this is your 3/8, which is, if you count from this line, this is the first line, so which is 1/8. This is 2/8. If you divide your 2/8 by 2 inches, 2 will cancel 2, and 2 will cancel 4, which will give you 1/4. That is how we got about 1/4. Now, this is the third one, which is 3/8. It's an odd number, that is why you cannot cancel it. So this is 1/8, 1/4, or 2/8, 3/8, 3/8, and this is your 4. Your half inch is, I'm going to do all this calculation so that you understand each of it. Now, your half inch is also represented as 4/8, which if you cancel the fraction by 4, you will have 4 in 4 will give you 1, then 4 in 8 will give you 2. That is how you have 1/2, which will give you half of an inch. The next one is 5/8, which cannot be divided. So this is 5/8 because when you count is 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now the next one is 6/8, is 6/8, which if you count from after this inch is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 6/8, which we also call our 3/4 line, which is 3/4. Now 6/8, if you cancel 6/8, you have if you cancel 6 over 8, 2 in 6 will give you 3, and 2 in 8 will give you 4. So you have 3 over 4. That gives us 3/4. That is how we have 3/4 here. Now, the next one is 7, 8. If you count from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, that gives you 7 over 8. It's an odd number. Now, all the smallest lines, which is the over 8 lines, are in odd numbers. Now, the 1 over 4 too are in odd numbers. 1 over 4, 3 over 4. This one is 1 over 2. I don't know if you're understanding. So the total number that make up this is 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Then the next inch line makes it 8. So let's say it's 8 over 8. If you cancel it, you're going to have 1. So it gives you a round up figure. So that is that for the tape. Now let's go to the visual explanation. I hope you'll be able to understand it better then. So now let's continue with it. Let's continue with the visual explanation. Now, the lines on this tape, it is what I have transferred and drawn out here, and I identified every single type of line with a different color marker pen so that we'll be able to understand it better. Now, the inch line, I represented it with the blue marker pen. I hope you can see it clearly. Now, the half-inch line, which is the medium line, the second longest line, yes, the third length of the line, the second longest, I guess, sorry, pardon me, I represented with red. And now the medium, the third set of lines, which is the quarter lines, I represented them with greens. And then the 8 lines, I represented them with black. So I hope you can see them carefully. And then if you check your tape to this, you will have the same thing, only that I made them bolder so that we can see it clearer and understand it better. So now let's go into it. Now, like, this is your 0 on your tape, and the first line, which is this, okay, is your 1/8, like I said. Now the next one, which is 2 over 8, let's say you have 2 over 8 here. Now if you are to cancel this by 2, 2 here will give you 1 and 2 here will give you 4. So that is how you got your 1 over 4. Do you understand? Now this is the third line after the inch line, which is 1, 2, 3 is 38. Is an odd number. There is no way we can divide it. Okay. Now the next one, which is the fourth line, 1, 2, 3, 4, is, let's say, 4 over 8. If you are to cancel this with, let's say, if you're canceling this with 2, 2 here is 2, 2 here is 4. You can still cancel. 2 here is 1, 2 here is 2. That is how you get your 1 over 2. I hope you understand that. Now, the next one is a 5/8. If you count from, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So now this 5 is 5 over 8, is odd number, we can cancel. The next one is 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's 6 over 8. So let's say you have 6 over 8 here. If you cancel by 2, 2 in 6 we have 3, 2 in 8 we have 4, and that is how you have your 3 over 4. I hope you are understanding. I'm not a mathematician, no, but with rape reading, I think if you know the basics, you'll be able to understand better. So now the next one is the 7 over 8. So you count here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's an odd number, we can't divide. If you notice, the ones we have over 8 are all odd numbers. 1, 3, 5, 7. And then the 8 is the next inch. So I hope you're able to understand. Now that is that for this tape. Now in a situation whereby you have a tape like this, if you look at this tape closely, sorry, it's a retractable measuring tape. Now if you look at this closely, you have more than the numbers on these lines on this tape. You have 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14 15. The next each makes it 16. So it is like, aside from all these lines, now you have something else in the middle. Let me get a color that I can use to represent that. It's just the same thing. It's only that this one is more broken down than this, but they work the same way. If I put them beside each other, you can see that they are equal and they are the same thing. It's just that in between your 8 lines, in between the 8 lines, you have another smaller set of lines, which is the 16th lines. Okay, so you have them in between those 1/8. You still have another line. So this one now, you will call this 1/16. 1/16. This is 2/16. So this will be 3/16. This will be 4/16. This is 7/16. This is 8/16, and this is 9/16. This is 9/16. This is 10/16, and this is 11/16. Like, if you notice, we are following the sequence in odd number, because the ones in even numbers are already taken. Now I will still break it down so that you understand. Now this is 11/16. This is 12/16. This is 13/16. This is 14/16. This is 15/16, and this is 16/16, which gives us 1. Okay, so now for us to understand this better, now let me go back into it. Now, if you have this kind of tape that has more lines, don't be scared. The reading is still literally the same. Now you have your 1/16. This is 2/16. Now, if you have 2/16, here, 2 in 2 is 1. 2 in 16 will give you what? 8. And then you have 1/8. Do you understand? It is that simple. 3/16, odd number, we cannot divide. Now let's say this is 4/16. 4/16, you have 4/16. 4 in, if we use 2 in 4, we have 2. 2 here, we have 8. Okay, now 2 here, 1. 2 here, 4. So we have 1/4. That is still the end figure, if you are still breaking it down. 5/8, odd number, we can't divide. 3/8, which is your 6/8. Now let's say you have 6/8 here. 6/16. 6/16. 2 here, you have 3. 2 in 16, you have 8, and that is how you got your 3/8. So now these ones are already taken in 8, and that is why we are breaking it down like this. Now this is your 7/16, which is odd number, we cannot divide. Now the next one is your 8/16. So let's say 8/16. I hope you are seeing this. 8/16. 2 in 8, we have 4. 2 in 16, we have 8. 2 in 4, we have 2. 2 in 8, we have 4. 2 here, 1. 2 here, 2, equals to 1/2. We still go back to the same thing. Now when we did this is your 40/8. So now 9/16, odd number, we cannot divide. Now 5/16, which if you are counting in 16, 5/8 here, if you are counting in the 16 terms, is 10/16. So let's say you have 10/16 here. Now 2 in 10, we have 5. 2 in 16, we have 8. Automatically it gives us our 5/8. Do you understand? This is how it goes on to divide, and you get all these things back. So it's as simple as that. Whether you have a tape looking like this or you have the one looking like this, the reading is very much the same. You're going to have the end result as the same thing. The only thing is, don't be scared. Don't let it disturb you, because at the end of the day, if you still break this down, you're still going to end up with this. If you break it down, if you break this particular tape down, you end up with this. So it's pretty much the same thing. Don't be scared. I hope you understand what we explained. If this video was helpful in any way and you learned anything, please hit the like button so that other people can see this video. Please subscribe. If you are a returning subscriber, thank you for coming back. Share this video to your loved ones or to anyone that you think it might be helpful for. Thank you so much for having my back. I love you guys because there is no me without you guys. So thank you for always clicking, for always watching, for liking. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for subscribing, and thank you for the support that you give us to continue shooting and putting up tutorials on this channel. Until I see you again, stay happy. Bye bye.